This week's episode of Cursed Earth Radio's Weekly Dredd is brought to you by Recyc. We use everything but the soul. By the Judge Minty Memorial Content Creators Fund. And by you, the listener.
Dredd, turn on your transistor radio. It's our favorite program. Hooray!
This is Cursed Earth Radio.
What's up, Dark Judges, Desperados, and Dudes and Dick-Shaved Helmets? You're listening to Cursed Earth Radio, the one and only podcast bringing Dredd to the Dreadless.
Broadcasting outside the walls of Mega City 1 across the Black Atlantic in North America. I'm Cool Johnny Cool.
And this is Heavy Metal Kid, and I'm over my creeping Frank's disease.
Finally.
What do we got this week?
We got Prog 2155. We got part 6 of Guatemala. Defoe Defines Her, Brink, Hate Fox, Hope, and Fall of Dead World.
Things have gotten so dark and grim.
God, it was so grim this week.
Oh my God. Okay, here we go.
We're gonna die?
We have so much time left over.
Oh no, here it comes.
Just gonna wait for the inevitable.
Cursed Earth, I'm dead!
Keep listening, creeps.
I tried to get the station ID in there.
You're a musician.
I know, I
Could
suck
you
at
not
timing.
look? Could you not look at the waves?
I panic. I panicked.
Sometimes I forget that we're supposed to say it together.
Yeah, and I tried to get it in there, but then we died. Speaking of dying, you're not dying anymore.
No, I feel better.
You sound so sad on the last 2 episodes.
Well, I hate it because when you're sick,
Yeah.
it steals your laugh.
Yeah.
You can't laugh.
You're just existing.
Everything starts with the letter like.
Oh.
Bleh.
And prompts to you for gutting it out.
It was so hard to talk about Nicola Dante. It was so hard.
Oh man, you were a leaky, snotty mess.
And I was real excited about that episode. Like I was looking forward to it because it was this new thing. And I felt like I couldn't really put all my energy into it.
You did more than most would have.
Well, I guess we could have canceled and waited, but I hate
we already canceled
wasting our
one
time.
because of Auto Sump.
That's
We were not
true.
canceling because of Creeping Franks.
Yeah, no, we made it through.
We did. Well,
Hey.
you did. I just held on.
I mean, you basically pulled me through, like Forrest Gump went and saved all those people, and Lieutenant Dan got magic legs. You were my magic legs.
Well,
last time.
my enthusiasm and my ability to not shut the fuck up, those are my 2 mutant powers.
That's all we have going for us here. Hey, before we get started, I got my copy of. I'm gonna just pull up a picture that I took of it, and I only took this picture so that I would make sure I wouldn't forget what the fuck the magazine was called, because I wanted to.
Are we in it?
No.
Damn it.
I did order a. I don't know how to use a fucking phone. Okay. I ordered a copy of.
You angry monkey
There we
sounds.
go. I ordered a copy of War Games Illustrated, which was that UK-based magazine
with the graffiti decals.
Yep.
Yep.
It had the graffiti decals, it had Judge Dredd on the cover, and I bought it for the decals, and on their website you can actually, it's like free stuff, and you can click a little like, yes, I would like one free, and it's the graffiti decals. So I did that, plus I ordered the magazine, which means I got 2 sheets
Nice.
of graffiti decals. I was bummed because the reds are very orange on the decals.
Well, yeah.
Not complaining, but yeah, that's a stupid complaint.
No, as a guy in the print industry, and I can totally understand.
Yeah, but I will say, I ordered the magazine for the decals, but the magazine is incredible. Like it's like super, super great. It covers the Dredd miniatures game in so much depth. It's not just one article.
The upcoming Dredd game.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah. It's worth having if you cannot wait
Is
to
there
get
A
this.
full page fatty pull out.
There's not enough pages for it to fit the fatties. But what they did have in the beginning of the magazine, there is a history of 2000 AD miniatures games.
Oh, cool.
And it's got photos, and it's really cool. It's like a nice timeline. Then you have a game, like an actual like blow by blow scenario that they did for the upcoming Dredd game.
Nice.
And there's pictures, and there's rules definitions, there's designer notes.
Holy crap.
There's painting advice.
So it goes way deep.
And there's a lot of other cool miniatures games that they cover, and these are like, very heavy miniatures games, like just a lot of cool stuff outside of the Warhammer universe type of stuff. But
There's gaming outside of Warhammer.
there is, and I saw a couple in there that I was like, man, if only I knew people that played these games. I think there was one. I think it was called like Black Sails or something, where you have these little pirate ships.
Oh, I'm into that.
Oh man, I'll send you some pictures.
Sign
Maybe
me up.
maybe we'll get into that.
That's what we need is another financial drain hobby.
Yeah, sure.
You and I can't get into anything that is cheap.
No. And then we do something like this where there's no income, but it costs us money to do it, and there you go.
Yeah, I mean, that's like being in a band.
But at least the price of doing something that you pay for yourself in terms of a podcast is we don't have to be like, bro, smash that like button, bro, hit the bell icon.
I hate that shit.
I hate that shit. So, yeah. But the War Games Illustrated, if you're excited like we are about playing this miniatures game, it's really kind of like a must-have. So, and it came from the UK, and it came to my house really, really quickly, like so quickly that by the time it got here, I was like, "What is this? Oh, did somebody send me something? I don't know what it is." So, I'm real excited by it.
And you also bought us some terrain, did you not?
Yes, I'm gonna go ahead and talk about that company too, because I really don't like the idea of having to make terrain. I want to. I'm nervous about it, but this popped up on my Facebook probably because the algorithm knows what I'm doing.
When social media is listening to your private conversations, it's not so bad.
Yeah, I feel like social media. I feel like whatever the algorithm is saw my my comment on our Cursed Earth Radio and said, "Oh yeah, you're gonna make your own Mega City terrain, okay." But I found this site called Black Site Studio. And what really sold me on the entire thing is that their wargaming terrain is pre-painted. Thank God. I don't mind building it. I kind of do. I hate that too. But so they pre-painted it, and this thing that I purchased for us is
It's like a diner or something.
Yeah, it's definitely like a Fallout.
And it's got
4 kind of
interior as well as exterior, which I was really impressed with.
Yeah, and it's under $100 US dollars. Since I know we have a few, probably more UK listeners than US listeners, which is cool, because it's like being accepted by
I feel like
posers being accepted by the real people. But this thing that I purchased, it's this giant diner, and it's like real graffitied up, and it's kind of like a 1950s vibe. So I think it's really made for like the Fallout miniatures game, or like Cursed, or like Wasteland things.
That's okay. It's going to be a bombed out sector Mega City 1 for us.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I figure it's like a post apocalypse war diner, or we can use it for something in the Cursed Earth. God knows there's plenty of that stuff here.
And in the early progs, Dredd had an informant that was like straight out of the 20s or 30s. And I can't remember his name for the life of me, but he dressed in the pinstripe suit.
Oh, you're talking about Max Normal.
Yeah, Max Normal.
Yeah.
I'm just going to pretend that Max Normal, that's his pad.
Yeah, he still comes around every now
Does
and
he?
then. Yeah. But yeah, if you're interested in like some pre-painted terrain, because for me it just makes more sense. It's called the Astromart. So actually it's not a diner. It's like a big shopping plaza. But the reason I picked it up is because on the outside walls, there's plenty of spots for me to put
graffiti.
That graffiti.
And that's awesome that it's already pre-painted.
Yeah.
I love miniature games. I suck at painting.
Yeah.
And you somehow have this
It's opposite.
just savant ability. Like you found you awakened your potential.
Which doesn't make sense because you're an actual artist.
Well, let's not.
You're
go
a
throwing
legitimate artist.
Let's not go throwing around words
and
like
we're gonna
actual artist.
We're gonna post up a video on our YouTube page of you doing like a time lapse drawing, so people can see how fucking legit you are.
No pressure, right?
Yeah, no pressure at all.
Thanks.
That's another thing. Real quick, we do have a YouTube channel.
We do. I forget we have a YouTube channel.
Yes, and we uploaded some things to that this week. One of which was I did a long form 22-minute strategy guide for the Strontium Dog faction, because
you spent 15 of those on Gronk, didn't you?
I talked a little bit about Gronk. And of course we know I am the master at strategy, right? Because of all of my wins.
Well, to be honest, the last time we played, when we had Dylan Box on, he railed us 3-0.
Yeah. Well, and what I got though from all of our playthroughs is everybody's commentary on what should have been done, and like when we got to sit down and talk about, oh, this is how my team worked, I just felt like it would be helpful, and I also don't feel like a lot of people are going to do strategy reviews for those teams. I don't know. So
go check out our YouTube channel.
Yeah, and it's just Cursed Earth Radio, whatever, YouTube. It's on there.
On the YouTubes.
But yeah, everything goes up late. But we have a couple
If you want the
listeners,
mainline stuff, you got to go to Spotify or iTunes.
Yeah.
Because that's where our episodes hit first, and then they filter down to YouTube.
and then there's the Podomatic app, which we pay Podomatic to host us.
It seems to be working again, by the way.
Oh, does it?
me
Because
check
I was just
again.
about to complain about it.
Well, hold on.
Because I can't follow us on Podomatic.
Well, I don't know about following, but I can actually get episodes
Okay.
to work on it. For a while there, it was just
I
a
went
wasteland.
back and forth with Podomatic. Oh, okay.
Yes, yeah.
All right.
Before that, it was just nothing.
I apologize, Podomatic. It's kind of working now, but you still
yes.
can't follow Cursed Earth Radio. But in case you're listening and you want to go follow Cursed Earth Radio on Podomatic, try and see what happens.
Yeah, and let us know because that's been a giant pain in the ass.
Yeah. So that's all I got. I'm sorry I had a lot of stuff this week.
Yeah, it's been weak. You know what? I am going to call out the fatties in the Dredd game. There are no belly wheels. I'm calling bullshit on that right now.
They don't look fat enough to need belly wheels.
But still,
Do you think we're going to find like a super fatty
Oh
later
God,
on?
if only because there was a boss of the Jews.
Yeah.
You know, was there a boss of the Elsters?
No.
Like a really, really old guy.
It was funny. I was at work today, and I work on a psychiatric unit where I work with geriatric patients, and we were talking about the treatment plan for our geriatric patients, and I was killing Elsters. I was killing them dead while I was doing that.
I also made you laugh apparently during a meeting.
Yeah,
You're welcome.
With the Gene Simmons, hideous Gene Simmons meme from the 80s.
You're welcome.
I've also have a new hobby, which is every time I fight a fatty or kill a fatty, I just started taking screenshots.
Of the fatties.
Yeah, I don't know why I love him so much, but that's my favorite. It's I'm hitting
you're
a
like-
fatty with the butt of my gun, and he's got like a quintuple chin.
This is gonna leach over into real life, and you're gonna just start killing fatties.
I don't know. Next Halloween, man, I'm gonna make a full.
You
fatty
better go back to Taco Bell.
I that's
I
I will do it.
seen you do it.
Yeah, so that's all my news. What do you got? Anything?
I think we covered everything.
Okay.
You know, we got the Osprey games came out yesterday.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so if you haven't, I wholeheartedly recommend buying it.
Yeah.
Super fun, super fast, easy to pick up, as deep as you want to make it.
So much fun.
I had a real good time, even though I kept losing.
Yeah. Well, you won a couple against me though.
Yeah, but you motherfuckered me out of motherfuckering Slain. I'm still a little salty about that.
That's true.
I have
yeah.
yet to get Mean Machine up against Warp Spasm Slain.
I'd like to see that. Yeah.
I was going to have it, and you got greedy.
If I would have, I was on a revenge mission. If I had it to do over again, I would have just let you guys fight.
For what?
Not against you, against Slane, because he fucking murdered me.
Yeah, but you shot me, not him.
Oh, did I?
Yeah.
I guess I was just being a dick.
I had 3 bashes lined up to punch him into next year.
Well, I guess I was just being an asshole then. I don't know. So, hey, who did the cover for...
This week, our cover is done by Stuart Kenneth Moore, and it is some Defoe greatness. We finally have a face-to-face confrontation with Defoe and the supposed angels from Ezekiel's chariot. And
They are fucking weird.
the thing that always is really blowing me away about Defoe is that the detail with everything that's rendered. Like,
Yeah.
it's a psychotic savant level of detail.
Yeah, it certainly is. I've grown to love Defoe's art. At first, it was overwhelming.
It's all over, and the first page I read from part 1, I was like, where in the hell do I start? But now I'm used to it. But yeah, there's a lot going on all over. I like the fact that it doesn't follow traditional panel rules.
Yeah.
And it's just there, and I really enjoy it.
Yeah, I've been enjoying it too. And the story also, which we'll get to in a sec, but I really do enjoy that. There is also a notification at the bottom of the first page where you have Tharg's notes and all that stuff.
Lawless
Boomtown returns in Meg, which I guess is the Judge
magazine,
Dredd magazine, 415. And I might go check that out because there's an ape.
Yeah, I was going to say
involved.
there's a gun-wielding ape in there.
Yeah.
And I know where you live, Boo-Boo.
The only thing I love more than fatties is apes. Or they're tied, maybe. I don't know.
Gun-wielding ape's going to win, though. It's a gun-wielding ape.
That's true, yeah.
So, this Guatemala, Jesus.
It's, you know what it reminded me of?
Fuck.
Reading Guatemala, I know you've seen the film Hostel.
Yes,
So
definitely.
in Hostel, these guys go to Amsterdam or wherever they go. I don't know where the fuck they go. But they are living the nightlife. They're partying. They're having fun. They're having sex with all these hot chicks. They're doing all these drugs. Everything's a big party. and then they go to sleep and they wake up the next day.
And their penis is gone.
Their friend is gone, and they go back and they start looking for these girls, and they meet them, but it's like daytime. They have their makeup off, and they look haggard and they look mean, and that's what happened to me with Guatemala. It was like, yay, robots, haha, he's got a toupee, haha, he got painted gold, and all of a sudden, and it's this first page.
Yeah, hard shift.
And El Presidente looks, he looks scary.
Yeah.
Like that first image, and all of a sudden shit has gotten real, and it's gotten real grim.
I'm really, like I told you earlier, I'm afraid this is going to radicalize me against robots.
Yeah, you may end up even having like some anti-Walter sentiments by the end of this.
I am concerned because this is some grim shit.
El Presidente immediately plays hardball. It opens up with El Presidente and Dredd standing, I'm guessing in his balcony or something. He's looking
like
over
that.
the edge. And it's time to go to brass tacks. Dredd, El Presidente basically says that he's glad that Dredd is over his illness. And, of course, humans are such fragile characters.
I legitimately cannot wait to watch Dredd disassemble El Presidente.
That was a real quick shift.
Right? In the tonal shift. Like, it's been kind of grim, but this chapter has been really fucking grim.
Yeah. Well, they're trying to negotiate. El Presidente wants 8 Mechanismo units.
He wants 6 Mark 8s.
Oh, so, okay, yeah, 6 Mark 8s. See, there's my dyslexia again. He wants 8 Mark 6s. And it's in trade for Hershey's children.
Her daughter and her grandchildren.
Yeah. And they bring up her daughter, and she is
doped up.
Ooh.
And she's just become a baby factory.
And they say we don't need her to be alert or awake for what we do to her. It's fucking rough, man.
God damn.
And they detail her fate. If basically, Dredd says there's no way you're going to get those, so let's renegotiate. And is it Dos or Uno? Whoever.
It's Uno's up there with him.
Uno gets angry and he starts talking to Dredd, and El Presidente, in such a terrifying way, says, "Oh, it's fine. It's when her breeding life is over, she'll be used for organ donation. After that, we'll strip her of anything useful and grind her bones for fertilizer. She will then help to feed the next generation." And that's. El Presidente also says, and we're going to kill all of her children live on camera for the world to see.
Yeah, unless you capitulate. And
it kind of...
Fuck, it's got real dark.
It shuts Dredd down.
I don't know if it shuts Dredd down.
In terms of his ability to negotiate. There's nothing else he can do.
And Beanie is there with them, and she's taking this like a champ.
Yeah, she is.
That Law Academy training is really, really good stuff at this point.
I love this is masterfully written, the way it makes such a hard shift.
Yeah, it's that 2000 AD. Ha ha ha! Oh God.
Yeah, it just keeps getting worse and worse.
But we did find out that everything is kind of going in Dredd's favor. Because he brought Ronald, the Mechanismo, as bait.
Yeah.
So, Dredd's got a long play on this, and I obviously buying time, and he says, "Hey, I got to go talk with Mega City 1 about this. I'm not authorized to give you 6 Mark 8s right now."
And as he's walking out, I think he even says everything's going according to plan.
Yeah, but goddamn.
It's funny, too, because when Dredd decided to take the Mark 8, I thought, because he's always been against robots. And I thought, he's going to work with one. No, it's part of his plan.
It's bait.
At the end of this, there's so much that happens in 6 pages here.
Yeah.
We go to see what's going on with Hershey's grandchildren.
This is when they go into the compound.
Oh, it's even more grim.
Well, when they're passing the gun tower. Jesus, words.
Yeah.
Was it, I think it's Dos or Uno says, "Of course, it's never a problem to find humans willing to betray their own kind." Mm-hmm. And I was like, God damn, he's right.
Yeah, that's true.
If this shit would come to pass, there would be humans siding with the robots to save their own asses.
And not even to save their own asses, there's that, but then as you go in the compound, they're keeping all of these humans in like top shape. And you see there's like some girls in bathing suits playing volleyball.
Yeah, they're running. I don't know, but I've been told I'm going to live till I grow old.
False.
Yeah, we find that on the next fucking page.
There's an old hover chair bound man, and he's choosing his next body. They're going to implant his brain into one of these people, but these people in the compound think that they're there for an audition for a movie.
Yeah, and they say tell them it's like modeling or a movie or some other thing, and then they just fucking kill him.
Yeah, they kill him and they implant this old man's brain into their body. And so not only people willing to betray their own kind just so they can live, but willing to betray their own kind so their life can be more convenient, so they can have a healthier body.
And they said like it's the doctor just matter-of-factly goes through the procedure with Beanie and tells her that, if it's organs, yeah, but if it's a full brain and spine transplant, they got to stay here, and it's 16 million creds, and everybody's willing to pay.
Oh yeah,
we just suck as a species.
Last page. What about the last page? We find out the horror of what has happened to the grandson.
Yeah, he
didn't fare nearly as well.
And they take Beanie to see him.
Yeah.
He is vaguely alive right now. He has, let's see, has his kidneys removed, his reproductive organs.
They cut his dick off, Johnny.
Spleen, a portion of his liver. He is scheduled for heart removal next week. That will render him uneconomical. Uneconomical.
In other words, he's
done.
He's done. And I read exactly the same thing that you read, where it was, we took away his organs, his spleen, and a portion of his liver, blah blah blah, reproductive. But after reproductive organs, everything else that they said, I just kept thinking, they cut his fucking dick off.
Yeah, that's where
I
was.
Balls off.
I was sitting on my couch last night going, wait, what the what? No.
I mean,
that's how hard this story shifted.
Yeah, it's a fucking nightmare.
And El Presidente is going to schedule his heart removal and have it done and broadcast
immediately.
Yeah,
because he also knows that Dredd is not somebody to be underestimated.
Yeah,
so he's going to play hardball right away. And El Presidente is not by any means a funny little robot with a human toupee. He's a fucking shrewd nightmare.
Yeah, and I earnestly look forward to Dredd setting him offline in the worst possible way.
I was thinking about 2000 AD this week.
As we often do.
all week. And thinking about, how it's not like that argument always comes up, or that thought's always like, why isn't it as big as like other comics? Why isn't it like Batman? It's because of shit like this. And thank God this is not a comic that children would probably keep up with, because it's not for them.
No.
Thank God this is not for. Thank God they're not going, well, okay, we can have Dredd do this, but we have to keep our younger readers in mind. No. They don't.
I remember last year, there was a big deal made because Batman hung dong in a panel in an issue. And I that immediately came to mind. I'm like, yeah, they fucking cut this kid's dick off.
Yeah, Batman hung dog. They fucking cut a kid's fucking balls and dick off, man. Yeah,
there's no putting that back.
No.
There's
well, there might be actually. Just keep that in mind as we move on.
God, where does this go? Where do we go from here?
Yeah. Oh my God.
You've got Judge Logan and Judge Dredd on a vid conference with El Presidente and Uno at the end. Mm-hmm. And I'm assuming Logan is playing along with Dredd. I'm assuming this is a long play.
Yeah.
Given everything Dredd has said so far. But El Presidente looks like he's calling the bluff.
I fucking love Judge Logan.
Yeah,
I love him.
We're gonna see where this goes.
Yeah,
I am fucking terrified.
Well, dude, look at the fucking next Prog title.
The Nuclear Options.
That's what Dredd does best. He
just have a button on him now? He doesn't even have to go anywhere. He just has the fuck it button.
Dredd likes to nuke some motherfuckers.
Well, you know what? This motherfucker needs to eat a nuke. I'm gonna hard stance right now.
Yeah.
El Presidente, you have lost my heart.
Ugh.
I hope Dredd puts a nuke right up your robot ass.
I hope that in the end, when they rip out his CPU unit, we find out that it's an old Walter. It's Walter's brain.
I hope
he just shuts down at the end and like he gets the speech impediment back. Yeah.
I hope it's like the end of RoboCop 2, where RoboCop pulls Kane's brain out.
Oh yeah,
and then bashes it on the ground, then fucking fists it.
I love RoboCop 2.
It's a great movie.
There's a child drug dealer killer in that movie. And what else do you need?
That movie gave me nightmares.
Yeah.
You know the scene where the dirty cop, they fucking vivisect him?
Uh-huh.
That shook me as a kid. It's still a little hard for me to watch.
I do hate when Dredd loses his ability to, when he turns into Dredd. Oh my god, RoboCop.
Oh, where they upload a bunch of directives and fucks him up.
Yeah, and he's like trying to tell those kids that one in the hand is worth two in the bush.
And he
and
just
shit.
fries himself to get rid of it.
Yeah, that's the worst.
Well, it's a good commentary on society.
I just wanted to see RoboCop beat the fuck out of all those little baseball kids.
Oh my god, the bad news murderous bad news bears there.
And you see, I just made the most prime mistake ever. It was I called Judge Dredd RoboCop and vice versa.
Outside of RoboCop's design team sculpting that first pass,
Yeah.
I see no relation betwixt the two of them at all.
Yeah.
I love them both. And
no, they're both. It's very different. I mean, there's some satirical elements.
yeah, I mean that's Paul Verhoeven.
Yeah.
And all right, hot take: Ed 209 versus Kane. Who wins?
You know what, man? I know Kane would win, but I love Ed 209.
I love Ed 209 too. Kane would straight whoop his ass.
Yeah,
though.
he would.
Ed can't walk upstairs.
No. Ed 209 versus El Presidente.
Ed 209.
Yeah, you think so?
Oh, fuck. Ed 209 is just going to rain hellfire down. Nothing about El Presidente leads me to believe that he has an onboard weapon system.
Well, I just don't think. What I'm saying is, I don't think Ed 209
Unless-
can get to El Presidente.
Unless El Presidente is upstairs. Then it's
I know
fucking
something
game
that
over.
could kill Ed 209, and it's at the very end of this Prog.
It's a nuke.
And no, at the entire Prog.
Oh, all the way at the end.
Yeah, not in this story. So let's go to.
Let's get back out of RoboCop.
Let's get out of RoboCop. Let's go to Defoe.
Oh my God, Defoe.
Devisor.
Defoe resist against the euphoria. He is Donazor. He has him cornered. Kearney he like fucking decks Kearney.
Man, I love this Prog's Defoe. It was awesome.
He's like just grim and grit and let's get this shit done and fuck you and fuck you and fuck you in particular.
And we get to see the beings that were in the chariot of Ezekiel, which is it comes down and they are in this weird glass armor or whatever.
I love their space suits as you were.
They're called the Shining Ones. What I like about it, it's almost as if you took like space jellyfish and stars and liquid and poured it into a glass
You would get
robot
these guys.
suit.
Yeah.
It's fucking weird, and they're trying to convince Titus that they are beings of love, and they just want to take Erdonazor to his prison on the moon.
Yeah.
And again, the Pat Mills fucking shines through, and he says, Shining Ones, angels, demons, devisors, Selenites, you're all the same. And I love that narrative that goes through this, where Defoe is Pat Mills, and he's saying, fuck all religion. He's saying all of this is a fucking crock of shit. That's really what this is about.
Yeah, it's all one and the same.
Yeah.
It's just you're all the same fucking wolf in sheep's clothing.
Yes.
And Defoe has no hesitation in using the gun he was provided.
Yeah.
And just shatters their glass spacesuits.
Blast the fuck out of them. Yeah.
They look like the Tingler monster now from the old Vincent Price movie.
Yeah, they're everywhere at once.
Yeah.
And what I was trying to figure out, because at the beginning of this, as you go through, like you said, the art is so dense. Mm-hmm. But I was able to keep track of the sarcophagus, right?
Yeah.
And it's flying around. It comes out of the carriage that he's chasing. Mm-hmm. Then it's on the ground, and these Shining Ones are going for it, and they get into this battle, and at some point, I lost track of it.
It's right down here. Right. Defoe's got his back to it. But while Defoe is busy with the Shining Ones, Kearney crawls back up from getting waylaid. So now he's chatting. He's almost the Renfield in this from Lugosi's Dracula.
Yeah.
He's still talking. The Dutch have sent up. They're up. Now they're going to try to get back on Britannia.
Yeah.
So and it says the Lords of Light is our next chapter.
But they do say they don't have Erdonazor with them when they are getting ready to launch.
The Dutch don't.
The Dutch don't.
Don't. They launch without Erdonazor.
Okay.
You're
You're right, because that is the Dutch ship right there.
Kearney still has the sarcophagus. So it looks like Kearney's going to try to get it back to Britannia.
Yeah. Ugh.
I get the feeling that if Donazar gets, God damn it, turned into Porky Pig there. Did you hear that shit? My enthusiasm can't keep up with my mouth, and vice versa. No, I get the feeling that if Donazar gets to the moon, we are in for some shit.
And he will get to the moon.
You think?
He better get to the moon.
How's he going to get back to the Britannia with the brethren there to?
Good question. Well, because at the end of this, his sarcophagus is lost, right?
Well, no, Kearney's with it. It's still. If you look right here, Defoe was being tossed about by the Shining Ones, yeah, and Kearney's trying to get it out,
but I wasn't sure we ever actually saw what came of that.
Right here.
Oh fuck! Right there it is.
It is right there.
So he just leaves Defoe to.
Well, yeah. Were you gonna go step in the middle of that?
No.
His mission is Donazor going to the moon.
Yeah.
And the Shining Ones are busy beating the fuck out of Defoe in the background of the panel.
I think Xanador is going to the moon.
You think?
I think so.
You think next week, or we think we get another Prog before?
I'd say, knowing 2080, they're going to stretch it out one more. Yeah. They might throw some Mexican Birdmen in there for one.
Oh, if only.
I don't know. This is great, man. Defoe is so cool, and I love it. And
I'm glad you got into it.
Yeah.
Speaking of things that I'm desperately hanging on to.
Yeah. So we moved to Brink. You've struggled with Brink.
I still struggle, man. I read it. It's just not doing anything for me.
Well, I'll tell you, it didn't help for your case because what you say is that Brink, it's almost like something's about to happen, then it doesn't, and the same thing happened in this episode. But honestly, man, I don't know what it is about this. I don't know if it's the colors. I don't know if it's the artwork. But it just when I think I'm going away, no, I'm back again. Like
I know I'm happy that you're happy.
I know it's not something I go to sleep thinking about. But at the same time, like I don't know. There's something about it. And
I read it optimistically this week.
Yeah.
I'm reading it going, maybe this will be the one.
Well,
maybe this will be the one.
What we thought was going to happen is we were going to get some action.
No. We got bureaucracy.
Yeah, and it's
if they were a team in Helter Skelter, all of their cards would be exposition.
That's true.
Talk you to death.
It ended with Curtis in pursuit. She was being fired upon. We assumed it was from the person she was supposed to be chasing, perhaps the person that caused that big massacre.
But it was the pharma agent.
It was Leola, who is the ugliest fucking man in the world.
Yeah.
Leola is fucking hideous.
None of them are exceptionally attractive. I don't know
but this motherfucker is hideous. And I was wondering, he basically
I mean, that's not a good look.
No, a lot of these faces are ugly. Leola broke protocol to some degree by shooting at the assailant. And so what happened was he was shooting at the assailant. Curtis had to duck out of the way, and the assailant got away. That he fucked it up.
Yeah. And he has a tantrum about it.
They get into
lack of a better term.
Yeah, they get into a big argument, and I felt like when I was reading that the argument was, you were negligent, you shouldn't have shot, you knew that I was there, and I kept thinking Leola is sort of like if you mix those letters around, you can get YOLO out of it, and that's probably what he just thought. Fuck it, YOLO, and he shot at.
You think maybe it was a pharma setup?
I don't think so. I think it's just this episode for me.
I'm trying to find something interesting.
I think you're looking for Satanic Panic again.
I'm trying.
To me, I think it was just a lesson because Curtis is new on this station, and she's learning that not everything goes by the book. And she's also learning that things have gotten kind of so bad there that they can't afford to do things by the book. And I think she's still struggling with that. At the end of the episode, we basically abandoning, chasing down the killer. We're not going to get a resolution to that for a while.
Some exposition.
It was basically an argument of who gets to pursue the case. Curtis, special case, ends up getting it, and now she and the superior, who I believe she had a romantic relationship with in the past, correct?
I think. Wait, no. I think
Picasso's who I'm talking about. If I remember correctly, they had at one point had a romantic relationship, but they're going together into this favela, whatever this place is. That I understand that agents don't go. It's kind of we've given up on that.
Yeah. It's
So that's what we're going to get. They're going there to question somebody, but she's still getting used to the politics, like you said, of this whole thing, the diplomacy element of dealing with all these different jurisdictions. Dude, something about it.
I love your exuberance for it.
It's weird.
I can't get there.
I'm
trying.
not saying I love it, but I'm saying
I'm glad you found something you could latch onto.
I just feel like the world building of this has got me. I like it.
Dylan would probably like this. There's very dense, and there's a lot of
and I feel like it has a lot to do with what he does.
Yeah.
That's interesting. He might really enjoy Brink.
Get another one signed up for the 2080 subscription.
Yeah.
We're growing it by leaps and bounds over here.
I know. We need another Dredd to the Dreadless subject here pretty soon. So next episode in Brink is called Court of the King, where they're going to meet with this crime boss, drug dealer person. I will hang on to this one, and you can keep us alive in hope unless you.
Well, I got news for you, bud.
Oh no,
it's this one. Man, I love the art. I love how raw the art is. I like being able to see the human hand and stuff anymore, because everybody tries to be so perfect now in the digital age.
That's Brink
art.
To me, that's Brink.
And
Brink is the cleanest, most smooth.
Really, with that art?
Yeah, I mean, it's not pretty. The characters are kind of ugly sometimes.
Well, I mean, Cam Kennedy.
But if Cam Kennedy could do way over.
I like that you can see the ink strokes, the brush strokes in the ink in Hope. This week's episode, I mean, he's getting closer. He's been following the Crow dealers. He's trying to work his way back from their paths back to the boss.
Yeah.
And so we just got a lot of him trailing and following and being miserable in New York City.
There was a little inkling at the end of him going back to this house where something happened.
I'm
with
assuming
his family.
it's where his family was, where they lived, and it seems to have some paranormal entities.
He described it as being an open wound where these things fester and come through. And he said his family was taken by a beast. I want some eldritch things in here real bad.
Well, his gas mask friend is...
I
found out that there's a whole bunch of other Hope before this, so we're like just jumping right the fuck in.
Yeah.
Which is, I mean, deep end.
Yeah.
What the hell? Why not?
Well, I mean, they did call it a jumping on Prog. They didn't call it a starting over Prog.
They said new stories.
So
based on all stories you should have read. Start here. It's we're going somewhere in Hope. I don't know where.
I would say if it wasn't for the fact that we were reading every week, and I would probably have fallen off of Hope by now. But
running out of hope.
Yeah, I think so. It was a hard sell for me anyways, because it's not my forte. It's not the thing that I gravitate towards. But it's the same deal with Brink. I liked Brink a lot before. This time I was like, but I keep reading every week, and something brings me back to it every time.
The last couple chapters of Hope have been kind of slow burns.
Yeah. I'm not a huge on the noir stuff. So
I love it.
It's a bit of a hard sell for me.
Something we can both agree on, though.
Dead World.
Doomed.
Love it. I love Dead World. And you know what? This week we've got some, I dare I say, modernized Necropolis color palette.
Yeah, it's definitely the greens are there, the purples are there.
Oh man, I fucking love Dead World so much.
Fairfax is in, and you get the feeling that Fairfax knows it's the last roundup,
dude.
And he's going down swinging.
You know what my favorite part of this was?
Let me scan through.
Oh man, right off the bat.
What?
The Sisters of Death.
Yeah.
They're in it.
Mm-hmm. And they had to put on their human clothes.
My favorite girls from Necropolis, the Sisters of Death, have made... I love this. And updated sisters.
Or they are eating a robot or tearing a robot apart, a cyborg. I don't know what that is.
I feel like Fairfax has he's accepted that his duty is to protect again, right? I mean, he calls it his city.
He knows that he's going down.
Yeah.
He's got the plague or whatever, and he's going to make the most of what he's got left.
He's taking a Judge Dredd role in this.
Yeah, and I like the fact the sisters are basically playing Casey Tweed.
Mm-hmm.
He's a puppet. He doesn't realize he's a puppet, but they're playing him.
Yeah, total chump.
I like how they had to get sexy for Casey.
If that is sexy,
well, they put on their human skin.
I guess in Dead World, that's about as sexy as you're gonna get.
It is Dead World. I mean,
but yeah, he's being totally manipulated. Where's Judge Fire when you need him?
Oh God, another thing. thread that I lost from Dead World Book 1. I just got unraveled right in front of me.
Yeah.
I'd always wondered what happened to Bike, because Fairfax's bike,
Yeah.
was semi-sentient.
Oh, okay.
There she is.
Well, what about...
she's instrumental in keeping Fairfax alive through a lot of Book 1.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
and the kid.
So it's a lot like the sentient vehicle in Red Road.
Yeah.
I have not forgotten Red Road.
There's something about I want to go back to that too.
Let's do that on an episode. Let's just talk about Red Road.
Yeah, because we kind of mentioned it, but we never really went into it.
Yeah, it's so good. I can't stop thinking about it. So the last page we are introduced to, I believe this creature is called Gates.
Look at this fucking night. It's got a cadaver for a hand and another hand made of arms with hands.
We need Doom Guy for this. I don't know if Fairfax is going to be able to take this out. We need Doom Guy.
Yeah, and Siren is there with a flamethrower, but I don't know if she has any psychic abilities left. You're going to need... Oh, Jesus, Murphy. That thing is a nightmare.
Yeah, yep.
And it's a unique nightmare, too. I have never seen a cyborg monstrosity with a person for... a hand.
I'm so glad this exists. In the next prog, it says it's called Tough Love.
Yeah.
Wasn't Judge Fire's little deal was that he was in love with that girl? Was that not Judge Fire?
Yeah. His unrequited love, and
Yeah.
she kills herself rather than be with Fire, and he just keeps replaying her death while holding her head in his hand.
Maybe this is just my wishful thinking that Judge Fire's coming back.
I'm sure he is. I mean, all 4 Dark Judges. I want to know what the fuck's happened to Sydney.
Yeah.
So
we probably will know as soon as, hey, that new trade paperback.
3 weeks.
3 weeks?
It's in the 2000 AD store right now. You can pre-order it. It's coming. It's coming.
You know what I wish 2000 AD would do? Sometimes...
Give us 50% off the total order.
Oh, yeah. We'll have to tell people on... tell our listeners what you did with your 50% off coupon.
I used my 50% off coupon by Case Files 8 digitally.
That's
not
sad.
Exactly the Recycle shirt and 2000 AD Raglan I wanted.
That is so sad.
Yeah.
I went in the store and put 2 shirts in my shopping basket, and I was about to order them, and then I ordered that terrain for our Judge Dredd miniatures extravaganza that we're going to have.
I like the fact that it's extravaganza.
Yeah.
That makes me happy.
Hey, the last page of this prog is an advertisement, and our listeners already know, but there's a bunch of Halloween stuff on sale.
I was going to buy some of it last night, but I ended up buying the Case Files. But yeah, you got a bunch of Misties on sale. Hope for the future.
My question for you, though, I was unsure. Is it on sale digitally or just physical? I think just physical.
I don't know. I think it might be both.
Because if it's on sale physical or digital, then that's a huge deal for me. Physical, I'm like, the shipping will kill me.
Yeah. But I think it's digital as well.
No, it's not. I'm in the store now. It's not.
Well, that's balls.
Bummer.
Bollocks.
I know. Again, what I wish they would do with Dead World is sometimes in the 2000 AD store they'll give you like a limited number and it comes with a print, or a limited number and it comes with this or that.
Kind of like what Mondo does,
Yes.
or Scream Factory.
I wish they would do a limited number signed by artist.
That'd be awesome.
That would be awesome.
Well, you've already got panels from the original Dead World Book 1.
Yes, I have to own that Judge Fire cover.
Oh,
That's
I
my
know.
goal.
I know where you're going now.
That's my goal.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't have the connections to find out how I can buy that, but one day I will.
Well, we're podcast stars now, so
Yeah, it's true.
it's just going to come to us.
Yes, if you're listening and you drew the,
If you've read The Secret and you're going to will this into the world,
I mean, I have messaged artists before and just been like, hey, because I messaged, I think it was
Icon has that.
I think I messaged Chris Weston. Is that the right person? I don't remember. Someone drew.
Franks has been hard on you.
Yeah, I've messaged artists before, and they'll be like, "Oh yeah, I actually sold that one," or so.
Well, we know who did it, so
Yeah, I actually checked. He doesn't have an Instagram.
Well, shit.
Because I was gonna just try and get a hold of him there. I really want the Judge Fire.
I know.
I'm sure it's way past my means, but
maybe for Christmas. That has certainly never stopped you before.
that's true. So
Good prog this week.
it
Yeah,
was really good this week. Yeah.
dark.
Oh.
Perfect for Halloween.
Yeah. Yeah. Happy Halloween, everybody.
Yes.
This is our Halloween.
Well, our next episode's our Halloween.
Is it?
Yeah.
No. Well, our next actual episode, but this is our Halloween weekly draft.
Yes, it is. It is. I know. you guys over there in Britsit, you have Guy Fawkes Night coming up. Remember the 5th of November.
Oh,
Not bad for a couple expats.
yeah.
Yeah, good prog.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, we're going to get out of here. We are probably way longer than we normally have because I rambled on at the beginning, but I'm making up for last week.
I shoved RoboCop into there too.
That's it's all right.
As you do.
Yeah, as you do.
All right, so until next time, this is Cool Johnny Cool.
Heavy Metal Kid.
And you're listening to
Cursed
Earth
Earth
Radio.
Keep listening, creeps.